Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. And tonight we are going to be bringing you the Sunday night game of the week, as it is the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. If you would have asked me back in the month of March if this would have been a tasty matchup to watch, absolutely. Would have loved to have seen this one on the schedule, but things have changed dramatically for the New York Mets as they have sent their two-star pitchers packing. And it has been an injury-plagued season on and off for some of their star players, and they are limping their way into this one here tonight. The Atlanta Braves, however, are on the other side. They are rolling. This has to be one of the deepest lineups in all the MLB. And we're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, from the visitors from Atlanta. Leading off and playing in right field is number 13, Ronald Acuna. Batting second and playing second base is number 1, Ozzie Albies. Hitting third and playing third base is number 27, Austin Riley. And the cleanup spot at first base is number 28, Matt Olson. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 20, Marcell Ozuna. Batting in the sixth spot and playing in left field is number 8, Eddie Rosario. Batting seven and doing the catching is number 12, Sean Murphy. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is number 11, Orlando Arcia. And batting ninth in center field is number 23, Michael Harris II. And they are going to be facing Kodai Senga, and Kodai Senga is 8-6 on the year. He has worked 116 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 95 hits, 57 walks, 142 strikeouts, which leads all rookies in Major League Baseball. And he's got himself an earned run average of 3.24. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Atlanta. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the New York Mets. Leading off and playing in left field is number 9, Brandon Nimmo. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 12, Francisco Lindor. Hitting third at second base is number 1, the flying squirrel, Jeff McNeil. Batting in the cleanup spot is the polar bear, number 20, Pete Alonso. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 32, Daniel Vogelbach. Batting sixth and doing the catching is number 2, Omar Narvaez. Batting seventh and playing third base is number 27, Mark Vientos. Batting eighth in right field is number 29, DJ Stewart. Batting ninth in center field is number 30, Rafael Ortega. And they're going to be facing Yanni Chirinos, who takes a 5-4 record to the hill. He has worked 76 1/3 innings. He's allowed 77 hits. He's walked 24 and struck out 44, and he's got an earned run average of 4.83. Well, those are your starting lineups. We're ready to get this one going here. It'll be just about 30 seconds away. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us. We appreciate you for listening, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Atlanta Braves to come to bat here to begin the ball game, as it'll be Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, and Austin Riley to face the Japanese star Kodai Senga. It's the first time I've had a chance to see Senga pitch for the Mets this year. We've seen him pitch a number of times for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, as he has been in our wheelhouse of the Japanese games that we call late night. So we are familiar with the right-hander, curious to see how he is going to manage the Braves hitters tonight. Senga's got a plus fastball. He's got an outstanding split finger pitch. They call it the ghost fork. But it is a breaking ball that has needed some work. And I'm not sure if he has added a change piece to his arsenal. But we're going to have a chance to see Senga pitch here tonight. In 21 starts this year, as we said, he has himself an 8-6 record. So he has probably pushed himself into arguably the ace of the staff now for the Mets. So Acuna Jr. steps in to lead it off. He's hitting .336 on the year with 26 homers and 71 runs batted in. This is arguably the toughest lineup in baseball. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away straight back, and the count is quickly 0-1. We are underway at 7:11 local time. Our friend Shotgun Shell, Steve Rademacher, We also have Titus in the house here. God is great. Welcome you all to the stream tonight. Here comes the offering from Senga. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of the left fielder, Nimmo, who fires it back in. And Ronald Acuna Jr. gets it going with a leadoff single here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ozzie Albies. Well, for Albies, he's hitting .269 on the year. He's got 28 homers and 90 runs driven in. As we said, this lineup here tonight, when you've got Michael Harris, the second, batting ninth, hitting .291, it is quite the lineup that they can throw out there. Here's the first offering to Albies. It's a fastball ticket for a called strike. There goes Acuna on the run. The throw is down to second, but it's not in time. It's a stolen base for Acuna. That is going to be number 55 on the season for him. The first pitch, he took off running, and he was able to pick up a stolen base. We take a look at the throw. The throw was on the money, just not on time, as he slides in safely at second base. So Acuna Jr. already in scoring position. Got Frankie Lindor playing between the bag and the runner, and the pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 0-2 to Ozzie Albies. As we said, this lineup is extremely deep. The lowest batting average in the lineup is Marcell Ozuna at .237. There are some teams around Major League Baseball that would probably love to have Ozuna in their lineup, as .237 is better than most, and you just have to look across the diamond to the Mets. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. We'll get to their club in a bit here when they come to bat, but their lineup has been changed over quite a bit since the beginning of the season. The top 5 hitters still pretty much intact. And after that, it's been a bit of a tire fire. Players getting sent down and moved around. There's a fastball at 98 swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 1-2 to Albies. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. If you get a chance, or you get a chance to take a look at our channel, be sure to check out our short, as we put one up of Alec Boehm getting thrown out of the game earlier today. He got dumped in the game between the Phillies and the Minnesota Twins. There's a breaking ball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher Narvaez. Evens the count at 2-2. Did not like a strike 3 call on the inside part of the plate. And as there was the replay, the video evidence showed that it had missed inside. He got rung, and then he had probably one of the most epic bat spikes I've seen in a long time. So here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And then for an encore, Bryce Harper got rung up, and Rob Thompson came out to protect his star. He got tossed out of the game. So a couple of pitches, but the context of where the pitches were and at the time of the ball game, it was late in the game, and as well, the bases were loaded when Boehm was at the plate. That would have scored a run and cut the Twins' lead at half at the time. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 3-2 to Albies. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the switch-hitting second baseman who's batting a left-handed here. The right-hander Senga works to the set position. He checks the runner Acuna at second, and now he delivers. It is a fastball that misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4, and Albies is going to be aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring Austin Riley to the plate. There's one criticism about Kodai Senga's game. He just walks too many batters. That's his 58th free pass of the year that he has issued. And he's done that in 116 2/3 innings. So basically a walk every other inning. And that's not good enough at the big league level. So Riley at the plate. He's hitting .280 on the year. He's got 28 homers and 75 runs driven in. He's enjoying himself a nice season here as the right-hander Senga delivers a fastball that swung on and popped foul behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1 to Riley. The Mets have been roughed up in this series as they gave up 21 runs the other day. There has been a lot of offense here for the Atlanta Braves. Padded their stats through the visit to New York. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Riley batting from the right side here, waiting on the offering from Senga. As the right-hander checks the runner Acuna at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. One would have to think pitch efficiency would be the call of the day for the right-hander here. Bullpen has had a big workout for the Mets over the last little bit. They've been outscored 34-3 in the first 3 games. And the Braves threatening here in the first inning. There's a fastball swung on it. It's tapped over to short. Lindor to second for 1. Back to first, and it's not in time. Austin Riley able to get down the line to beat it out. The big fella moving quickly. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Albies at second. He's gone 6-4 for the first out of the inning. Ronald Acuna Jr. advances over to third. We'll get a look at the replay. That's a good call by the first base umpire, who notes that he had beaten out the throw. So Riley at first, Acuna at third, and Matt Olson coming to the plate. For Olson, he is enjoying a nice season as well, batting .270 with 42 homers and 105 runs driven in. He bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Senga. Works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 to Olson. Olson enjoying a very, very strong season, especially in that big contract he signed with the Braves when he came over from the Oakland Athletics. There's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count's now 2-0. Making a lot of people in the Atlanta area forget about Freddie Freeman. Not that Freddie Freeman shouldn't be forgotten, but Matt Olson putting up numbers and then some. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Senga delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner at the knees, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our schedule for the week, we're going to do a ball game tomorrow night and Tuesday. And we are going to more than likely take Wednesday off, and we'll probably do a Japanese game on Thursday before we depart. As there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So if you're in the neighborhood and you're around and you want to come and listen, that would be great. It'll be a late night in the middle of the night. We'll put that schedule up a little later in the week. Not sure who we would call. But as we said, there was going to be a lot of stuff when we're in Japan. So hopefully you can join us for some of that. There's a split finger pitch that's down in the dirt. It's blocked by Narvaez. It's going to keep the runner Riley at first base. That's going to run the count now to 3-2 on Olson. Second batter of the inning of the 4 he's faced that he's gone to full counts with. So not the pitch efficiency we talked about that Senga needs to have here in the first inning. So the right-hander Senga ready to go back to work as he gets a new baseball. Olson digging in from the left side. Double play depth up the middle are the Mets. Senga works to the belt, and now he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Olson. The other part that the Mets have to be concerned about, they've really taxed their bullpen in this series. As we said, having only scored 3 runs offensively and allowed over 40. It would be nice to get a decent start from Senga. There is a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. It's the second walk here in the inning. That's going to advance Riley over to second. Acuna is still at third. Bases are loaded, and now it's going to bring Marcelo Zuna to the plate. Not the first inning that the New York Mets wanted or expected here against their National League East rivals. So So Osuna steps to the plate. He's hitting 237 on the year, 23 homers, and 54 runs driven in. He bats from the right side with the bases loaded in his career. He's a .358 hitter. He's got 7 grand slams to his name. Think about Ozuna and how when they acquired him a couple of years ago, they were expecting him to be a major impact and force for the Braves. And he has been decent at times. But his off-field shenanigans have gotten in the way a bit. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ozuna. It's probably as high as that fastball is going to go as it caught the upper outside corner of the plate. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's stopped by Narvaez, and the count goes even to 1-1. I often say if you can get the starting pitcher through the first inning, if they survive the first inning, they can get onto a roll. And that is the case here. Senga's going to have to survive. That's the one thing I'm not a big fan of when these catchers work off of one knee where Narvaez was there. He had to backhand the ball. And there is a fastball at 98 that's blown by Ozuna, and the count now goes to 1-2. It was a very dangerous play, having to backhand the ball, not being able to push off and be able to block the pitch. That ball almost scooted by him. So 1-2 here to Ozuna as the right-hander Senga delivers. There's a fastball at 98 that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Through the game, we'll give you rundowns from across Major League Baseball. Not all the games are finals as of yet. There are games that are going on across the MLB, but they're wrapping up. This is the late start. There is a fastball that is swung on. This ball is lined into the right field corner. This is going to be extra bases. In comes 1 run. In comes another run. It bounces around a little bit. DJ Stewart having a hard time picking it up. And that is going to clear the bases as Olsen is going to score as well. And Marcell Ozuna's got himself a bases-loaded double here in the first inning. And the Braves are out in front here 3-0. Acuna, the first run across. Riley scored the second run, and Matt Olson with the third run of the inning. And all 3 runners who were aboard come across on the bases-loaded double by Marcell Ozuna. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Eddie Rosario. Well, for Rosario, he is batting .246. He's got 16 homers and 51 RBIs. Takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. The Atlanta Braves are among the leaders with the most teams with 3 runs in the first inning. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right field. Stewart catches it, tagging it second, and heading to third is Ozuna, and he's going to reach there safely. It's going to be a flyout for the second out of the inning. As Rosario is gone, that's going to advance Ozuna over to third, and that'll bring up the catcher, Sean Murphy. Well, for Murphy, he's hitting .277 on the season with 19 homers and 63 runs driven in. Our friend Kenny Weaver in the house, so we welcome you to the show. Thanks for stopping in, Kenny. It's already a 3-0 lead here for the Braves in the top of the first inning. The assault on the Mets pitching continues here tonight against Senga. And there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Haven't seen much of Kenny this year, but we haven't been doing a lot of the Major League games, and this is one of our rare appearances, so we're glad that you can jump into the stream with us. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Murphy. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kodai Senga already over the 30 pitch mark. As he gets the sign from his catcher, Narvaez. He works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Only got a few games this week. We are going to call a couple of ball games, as we mentioned before, on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we'll do a late night Japanese game. And then we're going to be on hiatus for about 3 weeks. We will be in the land of the rising sun. And we'll be putting out some videos, some shorts on the daily. So be sure to check out what we're doing, as we're going to be hitting a number of the stadiums. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count goes to 2-2 on Murphy. Kenny says he's glad to be here, and we're glad to have you. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Senga gets his sign again from Narvaez, he works into the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Murphy is down on strikes. He's out for the 3rd out of the inning. But there's been damage done, and lots of it here for the Atlanta Braves. They got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Atlanta Braves 3 and the New York Mets coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us. We'll be right back after this. Last Raps Baseball would like your support. Memberships are available on our channel now. We will share with you some behind-the-scenes items that are not baseball-related, like the culinary cuisine of Japan, take you to cool Japanese public batting cages, drop in on some amateur practices in and around the Osaka and Tokyo areas, check out the unique gaming and electronic experiences in the world of Akihabara and other locations. Maybe even take a ride on a Mario Kart. Visit some of the cool markets all over the country, including this one in Tokyo at Nakamise Dore. But don't worry, you won't be left holding the bag. Members can enjoy becoming a part of the channel. We'll have something for everyone's viewing pleasure. Become a member of Last Rouse Baseball's channel today. Monthly memberships start as low as $1.99 per month.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. The New York Mets are coming to bat in the bottom of the 1st inning, and they find themselves in a familiar spot in a hole. 3-0 here against the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, and Jeff McNeil to get things going for them in the bottom of the 1st, as they're going to be taking on Yonny Chirinos. He's making his 8th start of the year between Tampa and the Mets, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike by Nimmo. The count is quickly 0-1. Nimmo batting .258 on the year. He's got 15 homers and 47 runs batted in. As Chirinos kicks and delivers, there's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nimmo batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing starter of the Braves. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Defensively tonight for the Atlanta Braves, around the outfield from left to right, it's Rosario in left. The center fielder is Michael Harris II. The right fielder is Ronald Acuna Jr. As that fastball misses outside, the count now goes to 3-1 on Nimmo. From 1st to 3rd, it is Olsen at 1st. Albies is at 2nd. The shortstop is RC, and the 3rd baseman is Riley. The battery is Chirinos and Murphy, as a fastball is taken at the knees for a called strike. Nimmo started to go toward first base, but the right hand of the home plate umpire brought him back. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. And here's the offering from Chirinos. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side, fielded nicely by Olsen. He flips it to Chirinos covering, and that's going to be a ground out 3-1. For the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Umpires for tonight's game, it's Trip Gibson behind home plate. Jordan Baker is the umpire at 1st. Derek Thomas is at 2nd. And Brennan Miller is the 3rd base umpire. Those are the men in blue, or tonight's case, maybe the men in black, as they are going with the black jerseys. So Lindor steps to the plate. He's hitting 244 on the season with 22 homers and 69 runs batted in. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Lindor. Lindor, the switch hitting shortstop, batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Chirinos. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lindor waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right center field. Tracking it to his right and making the catch just in front of the warning track is Ronald Acuna Jr., and that's going to retire Lindor for the second out of the inning. So 2 Mets up and 2 Mets down. And that is going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. Well, for McNeil on the season, he's hitting 255. He's got 5 homers and 38 runs driven in. He steps in here to face Chirinos for the first time as the right-hander gets his sign from Murphy, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on. This is ripped foul. It's going to reach the second deck down the right field line. Count is 0-1 to McNeil. So no balls and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is the Mets second baseman, and there is a breaking ball swung on, and that's chopped foul over on the third base side. Count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Debated doing one of the earlier games today as the Orioles and the Mariners finished off earlier as McNeil chokes up on the bat, and there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded past the shortstop Arcia into left field. And McNeil's going to be aboard with a base hit. That was interesting to watch. When I think of players who shorten up their swings, the 2 that come to mind most readily for me are Joey Votto and Anthony Rizzo. Well, McNeil didn't just choke up a little bit. He seemed like to choke up a good 4 or 5 inches at the end of the bat, and he was able to slap that past the shortstop into left field. So he has a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Pete Alonso. As Chirinos delivers the first offering to Alonso, it's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight as well. We'll be glad to have you with us there, Steve. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is it gone? No, it looks like it just hooked foul. The Mets fans were cheering as if it was going to be a fair ball, begging for it to stay fair. As we get a look on the replay, it didn't miss by much, probably by about 3 feet just to the left of the foul pole. So a long strike here for Pete Alonso. And a couple of Mets fans lamenting the opportunity that they could have had themselves a polar bear foul ball. So that's going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chirinos now getting his sign from his catcher Murphy. He's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. Alonso way out in front of that one. You have to lament yourself if you were Chirinos. That pitch to McNeil at 0-2 was way too good, especially when you've got the likes of Alonso and, for that matter, Vogelbach coming up after. You don't want those guys coming up with ducks on the pond. And there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. And Alonso goes in the books. He's gone for out number 3. Well, the Mets, no runs in the inning. They did have a hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the second inning. Your score is Atlanta 3, New York no score. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us on Sunday night some baseball action on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Drafts Baseball, we know baseball.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for Atlanta here in the second inning, and we've got our friend CV Baseball Card Collector in the house. So we got Steve, we got Kenny, we've got CV, we got Shotgun Shell. Whoever else is listening in, we appreciate you guys for being here as well. So a tough first inning for Kodai Senga as he went north of 30 pitches, allowing the 3 runs in the inning. The bases clearing triple by Marcell Ozuna had done the major damage for the Braves. But he set the table by walking a couple of hitters as well. That was a bit of a problem. Our friend CV says he's sharing it out. Well, we appreciate you for doing that there, Caesar. We thank you for listening in with us. And here's the first pitch delivered to to Orlando Arcia. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Orlando Arcia batting .293 on the year with 13 homers and 43 RBIs. It'll be Arcia, Harris, and Acuna Jr. face the right-hander Senga here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field, drifting over to his left and on the warning track, making the catch is the center fielder Ortega, and that is going to retire Arcia for the first out of the inning. 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the center fielder Michael Harris II. Well, for Michael Harris, he's enjoying himself a nice season. He's got a .291 batting average, 11 homers and 35 runs driven in. How do you like that for your number 9-hole hitter? Batting nearly 300. So Senga gets ready to go to work. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Harris. We didn't give you the defensive alignment for the Mets in their half of that first inning, so we'll do that for you after the next pitch. As it's a fastball swung on and missed by Harris. The count now is 0-2. Defensively for the Mets, from left to right field, it's Brandon Nimmo in left. The center fielders, Rafael Ortega and DJ Stewart, the right fielder tonight. As here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball in the dirt. They say that Harris went. The ball squirted away from Narvaez. He picks it up, fields it, throws off his back heel as he's down the third baseline, and they're going to nail Harris. That's going to be a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here in the second. That brings up the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. For the other infield for the Mets tonight, around the horn from first to third, it's Alonso at first, McNeil at second, the shortstop Lindor, and the third base is Vientos. The battery of Senga and Narvaez. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike to Acuna Jr., and the count is 0-1. Acuna got the party started in the first inning for the Braves. He singled, stole second, and scored a run on the bases clearing triple by Marcell Ozuna. That stolen base was number 55 on the year. There was a breaking ball waved out and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Acuna Jr. So no balls and 2 strikes. They list the different pitches that Senga throws: a cutter, a four-seam, a forkball, slider, and a curveball. As there is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Acuna stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3, and so like that, Senga is now starting to settle in. He has now retired 5 Braves in a row. No runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Braves 3 and the Mets no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out and let him know Last Perhaps Baseball sent you.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be Daniel Vogelbach, Omar Narvaez, and Mark Vientos to come to bat for the Mets in their half of the second inning. The big fella Vogelbach stands in and he takes a first pitch fastball off the outside corner for ball one. Counts 1-0. Vogelbach batting .223 on the year, 8 homers and 33 runs batted in. He is not hitting his weight in terms of average, but he has hit some home runs recently. There was a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. The former All-Star with the Seattle Mariners. Looks like he may have landed a home here for a little bit in New York. He's bounced around a bit, has the big fella. As there is a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. Vogelbach has spent some time with some different organizations over the past few years, but seems to be a popular choice with the Mets as there's a fastball taken for a called strike and the count goes to 2-2. They like their big fellas, do New York. Our friend Shotgun Shell says he smells a run. Oh, not sure what you're smelling there. There's a fastball that misses down and the count is 3-2. Certainly the Mets in this series, only 3 runs in the first 3 games, getting outscored by 40 to something to 3. I forget what we said at the outset. I think it was 42-3. The bats have gone silent and the pitching has been non-existent. As here comes the 3-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on his lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats and the count remains at 3-2 to Vogelbach. 16 pitches in the first inning for Yanni Chirinos. He's been the beneficiary of some good offense. He has pitched well enough to win. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's chopped softly over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Albies, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Vogelbach on a ground out 4-3. He goes in the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Well, for Narvaez, he's batting .215 on the year. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. I have to say, when I saw Omar Narvaez play in the Seattle organization a few years ago, I really enjoyed watching him play. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. They sent him packing to the Brewers organization. Now he has found himself here in New York. He has been around. He's also caught for the Chicago White Sox and others as that fastball misses down. 2 balls and no strikes to Narvaez. But as I watch him here, it looks like he's a bit of a shell of his former self. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on its line right to the first baseman, Matt Olson. He didn't have to move, but boy, Narvaez hit that one right on the screws. And that is going to retire him for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Mark Vientos. Well, for Vientos, he's hitting .202 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 9 RBIs. The Mets last week optioned Brett Beatty down to the AAA Farm Club. As there is a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Vientos. He's getting his opportunity here, and Beatty getting an opportunity to refine his game down in AAA. So here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-0 lead here for the Braves. All their runs came in the first inning as they jumped on the Mets. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 1-2. The big blow was the 3-run double by Marcelo Zuna to open up the scoring for the Braves, and that is where we stand right now. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vientos. DJ Stewart waits his turn on deck, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is a very potent and dangerous Atlanta lineup. As we said, 9 hitters deep. Very impressive. There was a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. When I saw Atlanta last year, my picks were the Braves last year and the Houston Astros to go to the World Series. And I think the Braves last year had a pretty good team. I think they're better this year. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2 to Vientos. Friend Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. We welcome you. Some Sunday night baseball. As the right-hander delivers, there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. As we said, we're going to do this game here tonight. We're going to be on the call for tomorrow and Tuesday. I'm not sure which games we're going to select yet. We put a poll up on our channel. Be sure to drop a vote if you want to see somebody specific. Last time I checked in, it was a dead heat. As there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. Count still remains at 2-2. Friend Shotgun Shell says Braves plus 230 to win the World Series. Of course, things could derail if you had a couple of injuries. Things could go sideways, that's for sure. You look at the Phillies last year on how hot they got at the end. There's a breaking ball swung on, another one grounded foul, and this battle is about to continue. 9 pitches already in this bat to Vientos. As the right-hander, Chirino's not able to put him away. CV says a triple header with me in less than 20 hours, and Tyler is in the house as well. Hopefully picking up a double here tonight, Tyler. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lined over the head of the third baseman, Riley, into left field. That's going to be extra bases as Rosario cuts it off. And he fires it back into the infield, and that is going to be a double here with 2 away for Vientos. That is going to bring up the right fielder, DJ Stewart. I almost put together a call earlier today, too. I thought about doing 2 more. But the better of it was thought not to do it. So Vientos on at second. DJ Stewart stepping to the plate. Stewart batting a .184 on the year with a homer and 2 runs batted in. Rhodes Scholar says he just cast his vote for the game for tomorrow. We'll check it out. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and that's missed for a ball. Tyler said I should do what? Don't forget to cast your vote on our community page as we have a poll up to have people give their opinion on who we should call for tomorrow night. And the game will announce our decision sometime midday tomorrow as a breaking ball is swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1 on DJ Stewart. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I haven't looked in at the community poll to see what's been selected. When I looked at it earlier, it was the even heat. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Stewart. As we refresh our page, we'll be able to see exactly who is picking what. It looks like the Orioles, Padres, and Brewers, Dodgers are in the lead. The Rays and the Giants are falling behind. As here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Stewart. The way this is going for Chirinos, I would think the Braves are hoping for 5 innings out of their right-hander here tonight. His pitch count is starting to ratchet up a little bit here. And it was Vientos who did his part and parcel of a 10-pitch at bat. There's a fastball that just misses inside. The count now goes to 2-2 to Stewart. I always tell young pitchers, I say the players at the bottom of the order are hitting there because for a reason. They can't hit. When you look at the numbers, Vogelbach hitting 223, Narvaez 215, Vientos 202, Stewart a $184, and Ortega a $182. Got to throw strikes, make them hit the ball. There's a fastball that's upstairs. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say that Stewart ran around, and that is going to do it here for the Mets in their half of the inning. They got no runs in the inning. They did get the double by Vientos. There was no errors, and he was stranded aboard. You're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Braves 3 and the Mets nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call. At the top of the 3rd inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for being here. Tyler says he's voted for the Dodgers. Tyler says the Dodgers are his favorite team. He'd rather hear them on the call. And our friend Shotgun Shell says he wants to hear the Dodgers too so he can hear them lose. We'll be right back in just a few, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Hang tight. Here is our friend Steve.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody, and we appreciate you, Steve, for the support you give to our channel. And as we said in return, we give our support to Steve as well. It is going to be the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson to face the right-hander Kodai Senga. As we mentioned earlier, if you get a chance, go check out the short on our channel of Alec Baum getting dumped from today's game against the Minnesota Twins. Has to be one of the best bat spikes I have seen in recent memory. As he was hosed, and then so was Rob Thompson, the manager. So Ozzie Albies here waiting on the first offering from Kodai Senga. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in hard on it and making the catch is the center fielder Ortega. And that is going to retire Albies on 1 pitch. So 1 up and 1 away here in the 3rd inning. And that is going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Austin Riley. Just going to bounce over to our B feed here for a little bit. So if you guys are missing me in the chat, I will have to catch back up to you in just a couple moments because our A feed is getting a little bit of a problem. And there is a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Austin Riley, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Riley tonight has reached on a fielder's choice, and he scored the 2nd run of the game when he was brought home by when he was brought home on the triple or the double, the bases clearing double by Marcell Ozuna. There's a breaking ball. It's delivered and it's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on O'Reilly. And there, Senga delivers a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 it is. Senga again getting his sign from his catcher Narvaez. I wonder how that conversation would go on the mound. As he delivers, there's a breaking ball ripped foul into the netting down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2. At what point does your interpreter need to know Spanish and Japanese when they make the trip to the mound, especially if you've got somebody else speaking English? Might be a multilingual conversation depending on how Narvaez's English is. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Austin Riley. So 2-2 strikes it is. Here's the offering from Senga. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line, but it's going to slice foul. And that is going to keep the count at 2-2 to Riley. A little bit disappointed with our different feeds. We have two types of feeds as we pick up, and one of the feeds that we have is not cooperating with us, and that's the one that is our main feed here. Here comes the pitch from Senga. It's a fastball that misses down. The count now goes to 3-2. 49 pitchers already for the Mets right-hander. In North American baseball, the high alert would probably be on at around 90 pitches. If we were in the Japanese league, he's probably got another 70 or 80 pitches left in him. Here's the 3-2 offering. It is a fastball that is waved at and missed. Riley swung at ball 4. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Matt Olson. Well, for Olson, he has walked his first trip up. He came around also on the bases clearing double by Marcell Ozuna. As the first offering from Senga is a breaking ball that just misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Olson. Olson batting .270 on the year with the 42 homers and 105 RBIs. Already 105 runs driven in. We're here in early August. As the right-hander Senga delivers, there's a fastball that swung on it, is popped up down the left field line. Giving chase is the third baseman Vientos, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. That's going to even the count at 1-1 strike. Olson probably more dangerous when there's runners on base than there is when he's by himself. Look at his batting stance. He's a little bit more upright. His arms are away from his body. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2-1 strike. Right-hander Senga works to the belt, and now he kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled right off the mask of Narvaez. As Narvaez gets a new baseball, and the plate umpire, Trip Gibson, gets him a moment to collect himself. So 2-2 strikes. Odds to win the National League MVP, it is Acuna the favorite, then Freeman, and then Matt Olson. Unless Acuna pulls up lame, you'd have to think he'd be the guy. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Right again off the catcher, and the count is 2-2. Kodai Senga tonight has run himself into some battles. Twice in the first inning, he had batters work him to a full count. Austin Riley has done it here again in the third inning. Matt Olson ready to get the sixth offering here from Senga, and there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Narvaez picks it out of the dirt and tags Olson for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the third inning for the Atlanta Braves. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. That is now 8 in a row retired by Senga. He is now in the groove. We are now moving to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. Our friend CV said the Mets pitcher played in the NPB. He was a star there. He was an absolute superstar for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We'll be right back in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for being with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to face Yanni Chirinos here in the third inning. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Rafael Ortega, and he bangs it through the 6-hole into left field for a base hit. So Ortega aboard with a leadoff single here. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Brandon Nimmo. For Nimmo, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. So 0 for 1 in this one. He's got 15 homers and 47 runs batted in. 3 players in the Mets lineup have double-digit home runs or more. He, Lindor, and Pete Alonso being the 3. There's a fastball swung on it, is tapped slowly past the first base coach's box, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Chirinos gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up on the left side of the infield. It's playable. Austin Riley camping out underneath it. He makes the catch. That's going to retire Nimmo for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Frankie Lindor. Well, for Lindor, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He had flown out to the right fielder his first time up. 45 pitches now for the right-hander Chirinos as he works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is hooked foul into the netting down the right field line, and the count is 0-1 to Lindor. So no balls and 1 strike. Lindor to be followed by Jeff McNeil here in the third inning. The runner at first is Ortega. The bottom half of the third. That's looking to find a way to get back into this one. They're down 3-0 here to Atlanta, and the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball that swung on, and it is tapped foul right at home plate. And Chirinos had to avoid the bat because the bat ended up over at second base towards Ozzie Albies. So went a lot further than the ball did. Frankie Lindor is going to need to get himself a little bit more pine tar for that. So no balls and 2 strikes. Happens sometimes. You lose your top hand and everything else goes with it. As he goes over to the on-deck circle to get a little bit of spray, and he's coming back here to bat again. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Lindor. He gets himself dug in, and they're ready to go again. Right-hander Chirinos checks the runner over at first. He works set to the belt. Here comes the offering. And instead, he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Ortega. Ortega's got a couple of stolen bases this year. Can move a little bit, the center fielder. He had played most of his career in the Cubs organization, getting the nod as the center fielder now in the New York City with the Queens Ball Club, the Mets, of course, here. As that fastball is ripped foul, it's going to reach the upper deck down the right field line. Count remains at 0-2 to Lindor. That's the second time tonight that Chirinos has delivered a pitch at 0-2 where the ball has been hammered in play. You go back into the first inning, it was Jeff McNeil who had a base hit off of Chirinos after being in the hole at 0-2. Too good at pitch. Here's the offering. And there's a fastball that's come inside. It's hit Lindor, and he's going to be aboard here. It's going to be a hit by pitch. It's going to advance Ortega over to second. And that's going to bring Jeff McNeil to the plate. So not what you want to drill somebody here. Our friend Tyler jumps in and he says, I'm going to be betting minus 375. For the Braves, that is, specifically 3.5 for the Braves. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I would say that if anything, the bullpen is taxed for the Mets. They had the other night, they had Danny Mendick was out throwing, and here Frankie Lindor is going to get a visit from the trainer and Buck Showalter, but he says he's all right. He's going to stay in the ball game. Oh, I thought it was 375. I'm sitting a little bit further back from the computer. I didn't see the question mark on the in-between. It was a misprint. Got my glasses on, and it looks at distance at 375. So here we go. Here comes the first offering to Jeff McNeil. The runner at second is Ortega. The runner at first, Lindor. And the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to be a base hit. And that is going to cash the first run of the ball game here for the Mets as Ortega has come around from second to score. So that is now a 3-1 ball game as they've cut into the lead. An RBI single for McNeil. That's his second hit of the ball game. McNeil chokes up on the bat, not as much as he does when there's 2 strikes. But he has got himself an RBI, and that is going to bring up Pete Alonso with runners at first and third as Lindor was able to go around all the way to third on that base knock. Tyler says the Mets bats don't have enough to keep up. And he's probably right. For the long haul, the Braves are just that deep. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed by Alonso, and the count is 0-1. The Mets can hang with them for a bit, and they could probably hang with them for the odd time over a series, but over the long haul, you got to say the Braves are the team that has the advantage. They just 9 hitters deep. It's unbelievable, that lineup. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. And they certainly can hit their way out of mistakes if they make a couple of plays defensively that are suspect, or if their pitching gives up a little bit of stuff, they are able to dig themselves out of trouble that way. I haven't seen enough of Atlanta this year, but I have seen enough of their stats to tell you that they've got some hitters. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1-2 on Alonso. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alonso batting here with runners on the corners and 1 gone. Lindor, the runner at third. McNeil, the runner at first. Mets are looking to try to get back into this. Alonso has used his timeout. Offensive timeout. That's the one thing I haven't quite grasped yet is when the offensive player calls his timeout, does the shot clock or the clock reset back to the top? And it looks like it is here. That's what they are doing now. They've put it back to 15 seconds, and there's a fastball that misses on the outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. I would think if you're going to use a timeout, you've got to be able to get the full complement of that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Chirinos works to the belt, and now he delivers. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Alonso goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. He sure doesn't get cheated with his hacks. But that goes in the books as strikeout number 3. 2 of them are Alonso here when he goes big game hunting, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter Daniel Vogelbach. And just like that, our stream falls in half as people are diving out of here after listening to the polar bear at bat. Those poor Met fans. Here's the first offering to Vogelbach. It's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Vogelbach tonight 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. He's got open stance. He waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from Chirinos. As the right-hander works the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mets have cut into the lead here with that run on the RBI single by McNeil. They're looking to add more here. Here's the pitch to Vogelbach. It's a fastball that misses outside. Count now goes to 3-0. Not the worst player to walk, as Vogelbach could run into pitches. Is Omar Narvaez, who waits his opportunity on deck. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Vogelbach. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And the offering is on the way. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count goes to 3-2 on Vogelbach. V. Rush in the house here said, would they also have the pitch clock even in the playoffs? Yeah, it's going to be here for the long haul. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't look like at this time. As there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 3-2 to Vogelbach. Tyler says it's all or nothing. It's feast or famine with Vogelbach. It's going to be a homer or a guaranteed out. And sometimes the latter is the better bet. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. It remains on Vogelbach, and the right-hander Chirinos delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to first, fielded close to the line by Olsen, and he is going to step on the bag. And that is going to retire Vogelbach on a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says it is the shot clock has moved the game along. And that indeed it has. We've got 1 run in the inning for the Mets on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left the board. Your score through 3, it is the Atlanta Braves 3 and the New York Mets 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for dropping in with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Death Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin state bird right there. And the cracked ice is a pinned penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddy. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support he gives to our channel. We're going to get everybody a little fired up with some little bit of bluegrass. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Braves here in the top of the fourth inning. That means Marcell Ozuna, Eddie Rosario, and Sean Murphy to face the right-hander Kodai Senga. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away for ball one. It was Osuna's bases clearing double in the first inning that was the big blow as he picked up his 55, 6, and 7 RBIs. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ozuna. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector said Manoah could not adjust twice to AAA this year. As there is a fastball swung on, it is grounded over to the left side, backhanded in the hole by Lindor. He throws to first, and oh, what a play by Frankie Lindor. If you're going to get onto Instagram tonight, that's going to be all over the replays. Lindor had to go deep into the 6 hole on the backhand side. He throws off of his left foot as he jump pivots on the throw. The ball ended up on the home plate side of first base. So when Alonso caught it, he had to hold the bag, and he actually caught it while he was in foul territory to allow the runner to get by him. What a fantastic play that was. That's going to retire Ozuna on a ground out 6-3. He is done for the first out of the inning. And here comes Eddie Rosario up to the plate. And he swings at a first pitch fastball, lifts it to straightaway center field. And that is going to be Ortega who's going to make the catch. And that's going to be 2 quick outs here for the Braves. So 2 up and 2 away. And that'll bring up the catcher, Sean Murphy. Got to tell you, that was a definite highlight reel play by Lindor. Whether you're a Braves fan or a Mets fan or just a fan of baseball, that right there was a extremely athletic play. Well done by the Mets shortstop. You have to tip your hat and appreciate that either way. While Sean Murphy steps to the plate, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out his only time up as he faces Kodai Senga for the second time. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses down for ball 1. The count is quickly 1-0. Right-hander Senga ready to go again as he gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's lifted down the right field line. It's going to slice into the seats. So that's going to run the count even at 1-1. I was talking a little bit last night. My dad had given me a book to read, or at least a passage to read from the book, and it was Frank Gifford, the longtime football player, as a fastball missed up and in. The count goes to 2-1. Of course, Frank Gifford no longer with us, but he used to do Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell and, of course, O.J. Simpson and others that were on and off the cast. As the 2-1 pitch is coming on the way from the right-hander Senga, and there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Count now goes to 2-2. One of the things that he talked about, he said, just as there's egos inside the booth, sometimes you get former players or announcers who are doing the games, there are egos behind the scenes, people that are in the production room as well. As the 2-2 is on the way, and there's a split finger pitch that misses down. The count goes to 3-2 on Murphy. And what I refer to it as this is that when you're watching the games on television or you're watching the stuff, sometimes the people are getting too cute. They're not showing you the game. They're doing everything but. They've got this home plate cam. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, and there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Murphy for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. He is gone again. So they've now retired 11 in a row, has the pitcher Kodai Senga. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. He's been absolutely outstanding since that 3-run first inning. We'll be back in just a few as the Mets are trailing 3-1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this, and I'll finish my thoughts on Frank Gifford. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game. Drop him a sub. Let him know Last Drops Baseball sent you. And tell him that he's got to put a little bit more food in the fridge than just hot sauce and beer. It is going to be Omar Narvaez, Mark Vientos, and DJ Stewart to come to bat here in the fourth inning, as they will be facing Yanni Chirinos, as he will be returning for his fourth inning of work. We're just finishing off that story I was saying about Frank Gifford and saying how the production crews have the egos very similar to what the people in the booth do. And as I said, sometimes you get a little too cute. When we watch the Japanese games, you only see the announcers at the beginning of the ball game and maybe at the end and maybe the odd time when they have the what we like to call the Japanese halftime after the fifth inning. But pretty much everything is focused on the game. And that's where it needs to be. When you watch the North American sports, the game almost becomes secondary, as sometimes they don't always do these split screens. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll have the game will be going on and you'll be watching the announcers. I want to see the game. I don't want to watch the announcers. So here we go back to the live action, as it is going to be Omar Narvaez at the plate. He swings at a first pitch fastball. He grounds it up the middle. It is fielded by Orlando Arcia. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Narvaez on a ground out 6-3. So one up and one away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Mark Vientos. Our friend Tyler said somebody was preaching the Chiefs' first quarter money line last night, and they lost 14-0. Yeah, I forget who it was. It was the B-baller, I think it was, had come in here and was pounding his fist. There is a fastball taken at the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. I have to tell you, I don't really put much stock into exhibition football or preseason football, as there is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Watching exhibition or preseason football would be like betting on exhibition baseball. I don't know how you would do it. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count goes to 1-2. Tyler says he picked off some money on the NBA games today, WNBA games. And again, as I said, watching women's basketball and men's basketball a little bit different. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. I'd refereed basketball for a few years at the high school level. And when you watch the guys play and you watch the women play, women, they can roll out a couple of different styles of teams. Of course, when you're watching professional ball, it's significantly different. There's a fastball that swung on its grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. In high school, you have two types of girls' teams. You have aggressive teams and you have the passive teams. Passive teams where they don't want to hit anybody. They don't want to get hit. As the 3-2-2 is on the way, and there is a split finger pitch that Vientos checks his swing on, but he went too far around, said the home plate umpire, Trip Gibson, and he is going to be gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the right fielder, DJ Stewart. Tyler says the women's game is very fundamental. So if you like good basketball, it's nice to watch. He's absolutely correct on that. They do a much better job of passing the ball around and setting their screens and being more of a complete game. As that first pitch is swung on and fouled away, and Sean Murphy's going to get up and have a chat jokingly with DJ Stewart. It looked like Stewart got him on the backswing. It wasn't intentional, as he'd fouled that ball away, and the count is 0-1 to Stewart. So no balls and one strike. Murphy's a big fella there behind the dish. As Trip Gibson gets sent in behind, here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. When I think of women's basketball, the way I would equate it in the NBA is like watching the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs and George Popovich, maybe not necessarily with this group, but when he had Parker and Duncan and the Argentinian there, as there's a split finger pitch that misses down and the count goes to 1-2 on Stewart. I think of those players at that time, and they play a very almost European style of basketball. Pass first oriented groups, set their screens. I'm not a huge Popovich fan in general, but that's the way the Spurs played for quite a while. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Stewart for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in the fourth for the Mets as they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. You're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Mets trailing the Braves 3-1. Stick around. We'll be back with the top of the fifth in just a couple moments. Last comment on Greg Popovich, because I don't want to talk about him. And all I will say is no Duncan, no Parker, no Ginobili, no championships. So let's see what you can do without those guys. He's got Victor Wembanyama now, but we'll find out what he can do this season when he's got some more talent than what he has to coach with. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the fifth inning, and the Braves are going to send the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to bat to face Kodai Senga. And that means it's going to be Orlando Arcia, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna Jr. And so far retired, it is 11 in a row set down by Senga after giving up that bases-clearing double to Marcelo Zuna. So he has really settled in here, the Mets right-hander. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Arcia. Arcia 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. Batting from the right side against the right-hander Senga, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire. But they say that Arcia didn't go, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Senga kicks and delivers. It is a fastball at 95, taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. Curious to see the velocity of Senga over the course of this year. And what I say by that is that there were times last year he would dial it up to 100 miles an hour in the NPB. But would he be able to sit there for the whole duration over a ball game? And there's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is now pitch number 70 on the ball game by the right-hander Senga. Mets are hanging around here. The Atlanta Braves got all their runs in the first inning, and it's been quiet after that. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Lindor. Throws to first, and that's going to retire Arcia. Ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Michael Harris, the second. Well, for Michael Harris, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out his only time to the plate. As he bats here against the right-handed throwing Senga, who kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Harris entered the game tonight, batting just over 290. His average just slipped to right there on the button. He's got 11 homers and 35 runs driven in. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to short. Lindor fields it. He throws to first. And this is looking like a instant replay of the play before. It's a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. Definitely in a groove here is Kodai Senga. And it kind of makes you wonder if, because of the way that the team has been roughed up over the last couple of days, if Buck Showalter is going to leave him out there for a couple more innings. Give that bullpen a bit of a rest. There's a fastball that misses up and into Acuna Jr., and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the offering from the right-hander. It is a fastball that this is up and in, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Fred Shotgun Shell letting Tyler know what he thinks about the women's basketball. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. If I'm looking for artistic impression, I probably prefer to watch women's volleyball than women's basketball. But there are some good women's basketball players out there. As it's 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Senga. It's a fastball taken belt high for a called strike. Acuna Jr. was starting to make his way down to first base. It's now 3-1. But there is something to be said by what Shotgun Shell has to say. It is the part of the game where as there's a fastball swung on, it's grounded over to third, fielded on the run by the third baseman Vientos, and he throws it wide of first base. We're going to have to wait and see how they're going to score this one. That was a tough play. I'm going to give a base hit here to Acuna Jr., but I'm interested to see what the official scorer is going to say on this one. We'll have to take a look here in just a moment to see what they have come up with here. They are going to give him a single. That ball was thrown up the baseline. I don't think they would have made the play. Ball got away from the polar bear at first base. I think he would have still beaten that out nonetheless, even if the throw would have been decent. So an infield hit for Acuna Jr., and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ozzie Albies, with 2 gone. For Albies, he's entered the ball game hitting at 269. He walked, and he has flown out to center field in his 2 trips. He's got those 28 homers and 90 runs batted in. He's got this really exaggerated open stance from the left side. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. But no matter what you say, Tyler, I will say this, that my interest in women's college or professional basketball certainly wanes. And it is one of those things I just don't care to watch it. But then again, I can also say that about watching the NBA. I don't really care to watch that as much. And maybe that's part and parcel because the team I follow has just been hot garbage for the last number of years. And as they throw over to first base and diving back in time is Ronald Acuna Jr. Here comes the 0-1 offering to Albies. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. One thing that I did take a note of when we talk about men's and women's sports, one sport that I remember a number of years ago when Annika Sorenstam was one of the top golfers in the world. As the pitch from Senga's on the way, it's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. When she was one of the top golfers in the world, she still had her struggles because the women play on a little different tee and so on and so forth. But also, too, it's the attention to the detail. It's that fine touch. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. And there is a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. And when you think about it, other sports, whether it be golf or curling, why would curling have a separate men's and women's division? In some ways, people would say, well, it's non-contact. Everything is there. It's just the touch and the feel and some of that stuff. It's amazing how the game is different, why they have 2 different levels of the sport. And there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Albies. A friend Tyler says he just enjoys watching the WNBA, and there's no harm in watching the WNBA. Yes, here's the pitch. It looks like that's been a time count violation. So that last pitch was a time count violation. It actually wasn't the ball that was already called as Gibson went. There goes the runner at first. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Albies is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, that hit by Ronald Acuna Jr. in the inning here was the first batter to reach base in 14, as it was 14 in a row retired by Senga. There was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Acuna. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the last half of the 5th inning. We're at the halfway point of this one. The Mets are trailing 3-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Our friend Tyler says he's from Indiana. He can watch anybody play basketball, and that is probably correct. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters to come to bat for the Mets here in their half of the 5th inning. That means Rafael Ortega, Brandon Nimmo, and Francisco Lindor face the right-hander Yonny Chirinos, who is coming back out for his 5th inning of work. 73 pitches for the Braves right-hander as he delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One of the topics I talked about earlier in a few streams ago was the graphic they give you the launch angle of the hitters. As there is a breaking ball that is swung on. This is lined into center field for a base hit. That's the second hit of the night for Ortega. He came around and scored the only run for the Mets back in the 3rd inning, so he's got himself another knock here. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Brandon Nimmo. So one of the questions I asked is that if you're going to have launch angle of the hitters, why do they not have the downward taper of the pitch from the pitchers? Wouldn't that make sense to give you a similar type of graphic? Because the pitchers are delivering the pitches off of that hill. What would it be like to see what their downward trajectory would be like? There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1 because if you're looking at having them take their swings up, what is the average or what's the angle coming from the pitchers on the way down? That's just a theory. That might be a question we want to ask the intellectuals who are teaching these guys to try to hit fly balls. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Nimmo. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a pitch that is down in the dirt, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Shotgun Shell says the fundamental is whack. I would say it this way is that you're absolutely correct. Any college basketball team in the United States, the athleticism of the men's game, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, would do it to the WNBA squad. The challenge is that the game is just a different game. The men's game is an athletic game. They're jumping through the roof. They're slam dunking. They're running the break, different pieces there. Whereas the women's game, as we talk about basketball during the stream, is just a little bit different. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Nimmo. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Chirinos works sent to the belt. And here comes the offering as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on, and it's chopped foul right at home plate. The count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And certainly when you watch the men's game, and I can see it from this standpoint, being a Detroit Piston fan, some of the players that we've picked up in the last few years, Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, and certainly Killian Hayes, who they drafted out of France. There's a fastball swung on. It was grounded past the third baseman into left field as the shift was on, as the third baseman, Austin Riley, was well over into the 6 hole as Nimmo was able to go the other way, and that's going to put Ortega all the way around to third. That's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. So the Mets have got something brewing here in their half of the 5th inning with runners with back-to-back hits. So Nimmo does a great job of staying inside the ball and slapping it the other way. Runners at first and third, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. So for Lindor tonight, he has been hit by a pitch and he's flown out to right field. It's got an opportunity here to try to get back some more runs back, and there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Arcia. He steps on the bag for 1, back to first. It's not in time. It is going to bring in another run as Ortega is going to score, as that is now going to cut the lead to 3-2. So that'll end up as a fielder's choice to 6. That erases Nimmo for the first out. Lindor, with his wheels, able to get down the line safely, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. Well, for McNeil, he is 2 for 2. He's got a couple of singles tonight, and he has driven in a run. Really impressed tonight with the approach at the plate by the flying squirrel. They got to find a spot here. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded into left field through the 6-hole. And the hit parade is continuing here, as that's going to put runners at first and second. So 3 hits tonight for McNeil. It advances Lindor over to second. And that is going to bring up Pete Alonso. So this game here, where the Braves looked like they were going to cruise along in that first inning, it's been pretty quiet since. But that 3-run uprising, and now the Mets have got a chance to not only tie the game, but to go ahead. So McNeil, the runner at first, Lindor, the runner at second. Pete Alonso striding to the plate. He's had a rough night tonight, as Chirinos has been able to retire him twice via strikeouts. The polar bear stepping up here. With runners at first and second, I wonder what they're going to do here, if they're going to have themselves a thought of whether they're going to, how they're going to deal with the polar bear. Gets himself set in the batter's box, and we're ready to go. As the right-hander Chirinos works to the belt, he checks the runner at second, which is Lindor, and now delivers. It is a split finger pitch and misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Do you want to take your chances with Alonso, or do you want to take your chances with Daniel Vogelbach? I don't think I'm going to give Alonso anything really good to hit. I'd rather load the bases and take my chances with Vogelbach. Vogelbach, you also have a double play candidate. Here's the 1-0. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It is knocked down by Riley. What a nice play by the third baseman, Riley. He knocked it down. The ball squirted away from him into foul territory, and he crawls on his hands and knees to tag the bag. And that is going to retire the runner Lindor over at third. That's going to be a fielder's choice to 5. Lindor is gone. McNeil is safe at second. Alonso safe at first on that fielder's choice. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Daniel Vogelbach, who was a backhand. Maybe, possibly, if he makes that play, there is an opportunity to possibly go across the diamond for a double play. But Riley able to get the for sure out at third. And the first pitch to Vogelbach, a fastball that misses down and away for ball 1. The count's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Vogelbach. The right-hander Chirinos working set to the belt, checking the runner McNeil at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Vogelbach tonight 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and grounded to first his 2 trips. There is action in the Braves bullpen. One would have to think that this is probably or likely going to be the last half inning for Chirinos, as his pitch count is now up to 88. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0. Waiting on deck is Omar Narvaez, the switch-hitting catcher. So here comes the 3-0 pitch as the right-hander Chirinos kicks and delivers. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Vogelbach. As the right-hander works to the set position. Mets are threatening here. Runners at first and second. 2 gone. There's a fastball that misses down, and that's going to load the bases. As Vogelbach is going to draw himself a walk. Alonso is going to head to second. McNeil over to third. That is going to bring up the catcher, Omar Narvaez. For Narvaez tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has lined to the first baseman. He has grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. His batting average has dipped to 209 on the year. The first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down. A nice stop there by the catcher, Murphy. As that ball squirted away from him, and that's going to put the count at 1 ball and no strikes to Narvaez. Braves bats have gone pretty much silent since the first inning. They only had the one hit by Acuna Jr. in the top of the fifth inning. Kodai Senga had really settled down in his action here. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count's now 2-0 to Narvaez. Well, Narvaez has got himself into a good hitter's count now. 2 balls and no strikes. There's nowhere to put him as the bases are loaded. And here's the pitch from Chirinos. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3-0. Can't get that bullpen heating any quicker, can the Braves? The right-hander here kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's ball 4, and we got ourselves a tie ball game as Narvaez draws himself a bases-loaded walk. End to score is Jeff McNeil. He's going to score the tying run of the game. It's now 3-3. Alonso advances to third, Vogelbach over to second. And that is going to bring the manager, Brian Snitker, out of the dugout. He has seen enough. And one is going to expect that we are going to the bullpen right here and right now. We will be back in just a couple moments. It looks like we've got ourselves a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this, as that is the end of the night for Yonny Chirinos. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this pitching change.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It is going to be Colin McHugh who is coming into the ball game as he's going to replace Yonny Chirinos, the veteran right-hander here with the Atlanta Braves organization. He has the 36-year-old now coming on in relief. We were back with the New York Mets back in 2012, and then he had bounced around a little bit before landing in Houston, where he had a nice 6-year run with the Astros. And then he spent a year in Tampa Bay, and this is his second season with the Braves. He has worked 48 1/3 innings over 36 ball games. He has allowed 56 hits. He's walked 17 and struck out 36, and he's got an ERA of 3.72. He's got that record of 4-1 on the year, so he is on in relief. He's in a tough spot as he has inherited the bases loaded with Alonso, Vogelbach, and Narvaez all on base. That is definitely not the U.S. 4x100 track and field team, as none of those players, Alonso, Vogelbach, or Narvaez, are known for their speed. So McHugh has completed his tosses, and he's going to be facing the third baseman, Mark Vientos, who tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips. As we mentioned before, McHugh enjoyed a number of seasons with Houston. He was actually a starter in their organization from 2014 to 2017. He had won 19 ball games back in the 2015 year. He was 19-7 for the Astros. So he knows how to pitch. There's a breaking ball delivered for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 Vientos. Vientos is the 8th hitter to come to the plate here in the bottom half of the 5th, as they had chased Yonny Chirinos here. But all the runners aboard are his responsibility. Here's the 0-1. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. McHugh also had a couple of years where he struck out over 170 batters. He even had nominations in that year that he won 19 games for the Cy Young Award. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 2-1. He finished 8th in Cy Young balloting that year. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. The breaking ball swung on. It's hammered foul down past the bag at third base, and the count goes to 2-2 on Vientos. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready to go again as he gets his sign from his catcher, Murphy. He steps off and they cycle through it again. The right-hander works to the set. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses way outside. And the count is 3-2. I love the new names of some of the pitches. They call the slider, or they call it almost a sweeper. Like there's that much difference on the pitch. It's like calling a forkball and a split finger fastball 2 different names. It's the same darn pitch. Here's the offering. It's a breaking ball. It misses way outside. That's going to be ball 4. And another bases loaded walk. And now the Mets have the lead. So if you've taken the Mets in this one, you're grinning like the Cheshire Cat right now, as they've just taken the lead 4-3 here. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, DJ Stewart. So all of a sudden, the Braves pitchers can't throw strikes. Our friend CV says mixed martial arts in the chat tonight. Yeah, we got a little bit of UFC stuff going on. That first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside to DJ Stewart. Count is 1-0 to him. He struck out both of his times up, but that was against Chirinos. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs, but they appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say that Stewart went around, and the count runs even to 1-1. The 9th hitter to come to bat here in the inning for the Mets, as they've taken the lead 4-3 over the Atlanta Braves now. So here's the 1-1. It is a fastball that misses inside. What do we have here? Trip Gibson, I'm not sure what he's doing. That pitch was a ball inside. Has it hit him? They're going to award DJ Stewart the base. That didn't look like it hit him to me. Stewart's not going to argue. He's going to make his way to first base. But Snitker's going to take a look at that. Hang tight, everybody. Let's see if they're going to go under the headsets and have a look. And that's exactly what it's going to be. That pitch came inside. Oh, I see what they're up against there. That's catcher's interference. If that's the case, that's going to allow the batter to get himself the first base. It'll be an error charge to the catcher. They're going to go under the hood to have a look at it. He checked his swing, but the ball, or the bat head, hit the glove of the catcher, Sean Murphy. And that's what Trip Gibson has called. And Stewart asked it, and that was absolutely what it is. So that's where he's going to go. He signaled like it was a foul ball. That's the wrong signal. But you can see on the pitch that he hit the glove of the catcher. He's going to get awarded first base for catcher's interference. That's going to push another run across the plate here for the Mets. So for the Mets tonight, they've now taken a 5-3 lead. We're going to wait for this here, but I'm going to put it in my books. E2 on the catcher, Murphy, advances the runner Vientos over to second. Narvaez goes to third, and Vogelbach is going to score the 5th run of the game for the Mets, as they have a 5-3 lead. And again, I don't know what the signal there. It looks like they're signaling that, but Snitker's going to lose the challenge. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Catcher's interference on Sean Murphy. That's going to bring up Rafael Ortega to the plate, and he got the party started here in the 5th inning with a single to lead it off. So the runner at third, Narvaez. The runner at second, Vientos. The runner at first is DJ Stewart. The pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Rafael Ortega. Our fifth inning is now looking like a coloring book here as the breaking ball misses and the count now goes even to 1-1. So lots of runs scored in this series, and it continues here tonight. 5-3, the Mets have the lead. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-1. I always cringe on the Sunday night games. The Sunday night games, especially when they show the Red Sox and the Yankees, the games get out of control. They go on forever. And that's what I have a feeling that this one's going to look like tonight. It's just going to be longer than I anticipated it to be. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 2-2. I don't know if it's because the bright lights are on, that Major League Baseball is wanting all of this stuff to happen, but I find the Sunday night games to be incredulously tough to call. And I almost stayed away from it. I almost did the Orioles and the Mariners today. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to get one run in. Rounding second and heading home with another run is going to be Vientos. That's going to cash in a pair. That's going to put runners in the corners because DJ Stewart goes first to third. So Ortega with his third hit of the night, he drives in too. And Narvaez and Vientos come around to score. It's now a 7-3 lead. Oh, the wheels have fallen off the Braves apple cart here. But don't sleep on the Braves offense because they can hit their way out of trouble. That is for sure. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Brandon Nimmo. As Nimmo here takes the first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 6 runs in the inning here for the Mets as they are out to a 7-3 lead. 4 runs in the first 31 innings of the series, and now 6 in this inning. It has been an uprising for New York. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Nimmo. But the big story is the number of walks allowed in the inning. 3 here offered up by the Braves pitchers. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field down the line. And in foul territory, Austin Riley unable to make the catch as he tries an over-the-shoulder catch. And he runs into the tarp. It's going to keep the count at 0-2. Difficult play by the Braves third baseman to have to make the run in that direction. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nimmo as it remains here. Frankie Lindor waiting on deck, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Nimmo. This game here is certainly going sideways for the Mets, as we said. Sometimes you see that with teams and in games where they score a bunch of runs in the first inning, and then they go silent. That's kind of what we're looking at here. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 0-2 to Nimmo. So no balls and 2 strikes. The cue again working from the set. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Coming over towards the foul line is the left fielder Rosario, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Nimmo's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. But they send 11 hitters to the plate to the Mets. They had 6 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. This is what we can see. There was an error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. That's a big-time crooked number here for the Mets. They've now taken a 7-3 lead over the Braves. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for Atlanta here in the 6th inning. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, and Marcell Ozuna. As we said, a 6-run uprising by the Mets in their half of the 5th inning. Now put them out in front in a 7-3 tally. So it has been something else. We were talking a little bit about Kodai Senga and his ghost fork. Doc Gooden, they call the Lord Charles curveball. Got all kinds of little nicknames. The bow tie fastball from Nolan Ryan, the parachute changeup from Trevor Hoffman, the grease ball from Gaylord Perry. Everybody had a little bit different name on some of that stuff. At the end of the day, it's still baseball. They still got to throw the pitches. And the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Austin Riley for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Senga, 84 pitches through his 5 innings of work. All the damage came in the first inning. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Often wonder sometimes how the right-hander Senga will survive an inning where he has had to sit for quite a bit. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now 1-2 to Riley. I say that because he had a chance to cool off and hadn't been able to get up and throw. In the Japanese league, they allow the pitchers to throw in front of the dugout, which is what they do usually when there's 2 outs. They get up in 2 outs, they start playing catch so that they don't lose anything there. The North American game could maybe take that as an advantage. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Racing back is Nimmo, and he's going to make a great over-the-shoulder catch. And that's going to retire Riley for the first out of the inning. So Austin Riley gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Matt Olson. What a play there by Nimmo. Looked like he may have had a bit of a late break on it. In fact, I'm not sure if he had turned the right way. I almost got him twisted around. But he makes a leaping catch on the warning track. Some good defense being played behind Senga here in the last couple innings. Certainly Frankie Lindor at shortstop has been very, very good. First pitch, breaking ball swung on and fouled away by Matt Olson, and the count is quickly 0-1. Olson 0 for 1 tonight. He had struck out his last time up, drew a walk, and scored a run back in the first inning. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. I'm not so sure about that one. But the home plate umpire, Trip Gibson, said so it must be true. Not sure where Trip Gibson played his college ball, but I knew he was a college player at one time, or in fact, he might have been a pro player at one time. Fastball misses upstairs. I would have to do the homework on that to see where he had played. As here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that's grounded foul down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2. I often think it's very good when you have guys that are former players at some level that go and officiate. You see that sometimes in the National Hockey League. There's been some former players that have gone on to referee. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now is 2-2. The one that I remember the most was Paul Stewart, longtime NHL official who was a former player. Guess that'll be the homework to find out where Gibson had played his ball. There's a breaking ball that swung on, and it's hit foul down the right field line. And the count is going to remain at 2-2 to Matt Olson. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses way upstairs. That runs the count now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Olson as he bats here with 1 gone in the top of the 6th inning. Braves are looking to get their way back in it. They find themselves down by 4. And here's the offering from Senga. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the diving third baseman, Vientos, into left field. They had the shift on for Olson. Had Vientos into the 6 hole. He slaps it right by the diving third baseman. That is going to be a single, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. And for Ozuna in this one here, he had the big blow back in the 1st inning, the bases clearing double. I have to tell you, I haven't seen Ozuna in a while, and I'm not so sure that they may want to consider giving him a new set of uniforms because I don't think he's a 32-inch waist anymore. There's a breaking ball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. By the looks of it, he hasn't been enjoying the good life. I don't remember Ozuna being this type of shape. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Senga kicks and delivers. There is a fastball at 90, swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. 7-3, the Mets have the lead over the Braves here in the top of the 6th inning. As the right-hander Senga holds set, now delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. Drifting back onto the warning track and making the catch in front of the wall is Stewart. As he's going to fire that in, Olson is going to retreat back to first base. So just a long fly ball out for Ozuna as he's gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Eddie Rosario. Well, for Rosario, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to right and flown to center his 2 trips to the plate. One would have to think at this point here at 99 pitches, this is going to be almost the end of the road here for Senga. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Rosario. Rosario, one of the few hitters that hits with a closed stance when he comes up to the plate. That is what he does here. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-1. I think of Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees. He hits with a closed stance. Of course, he's retired now, but Adrian Beltre, my opinion, the future Hall of Famer, hit with a closed stance, but not too many in the more recent years. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2, or for those of you who want it to be called the ghost fork. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rosario. Rosario batting from the left side, waggling the bat, waiting on the offering here from Senga, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rosario here waiting on the offering. As the right-hander set to deliver again is Senga. Here comes the pitch. And it is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. Keep count at 2-2. Trip Gibson's going to get himself some new baseballs. Well, the right-hander Senga ready to go again. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's turning into quite the battle here against Rosario as that pitch is tapped foul on the first base side of home plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Rosario digging himself back in. As I said, this game here just seems to drag along a little bit. There's no reason for it. Pitch number 106 ready to happen from Senga. As that's a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 3-2. So Rosario here with a 7-pitch at bat already, looking to make it pitch number 8 against the Japanese right-hander. Senga ready to go here. He works set to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Oh, a nice play by Alonso. Fields it to his glove side toward the line. Picks it up and steps on the base. And that is going to do it here as Rosario is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Olsen. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6 complete innings. Check that. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 7-3 lead here for the Mets over the Braves. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Death Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Thank you again, Steve, for all of your support. It is going to be the last half of the 6th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Mets in this half. That means it's going to be scheduled to be Frankie Lindor, Jeff McNeil, and Pete Alonso. We are just waiting to see if it is still going to be Colin McHugh coming back out for another half inning. We're going to wait to see if they are going to be making a change or not, or if McHugh is going to be coming back out to face the Mets here in their half. And again, it's one of these pieces that I was talking about earlier. It's just far too long with some of the breaks and some of the stuff that we have to witness on the in-between. So Lindor, McNeil, and Alonso here to come to bat. The first pitch offered from McHugh, and it is still McHugh that was on the hill. It is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Lindor. As there is a breaking ball that is swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side, and the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Frankie Lindor. It'll be McNeil and Alonso to follow here in the last half of the 6th inning. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Other thing I find fascinating in watching the MLB site, they call the pitchers the sweepers, or they call it a sinker or whatever else. We rarely ever see a 2-seam fastball listed. 2-seam fastballs seem to have gone the way of the sinker ball pitch, as there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 2-2 on Lindor. Again, trying to maybe capture the audience with some interesting names. I'm not sure. Here's the pitch from McHugh. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Lindor. Right-hander McHugh ready to go back to work. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Francisco Lindor. Lindor tonight officially is 0 for 2. He's bounced into the fielder's choice. He had flown to right, and he was hit by a pitch. All of his at-bats tonight have come from the left side. As here's the pitch from McHugh. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Lindor would have swung at ball 4. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Jeff McNeil. Well, for McNeil tonight, he's had himself a sensational game. He's had 3 hits. He's been aboard each time he's come to the plate. He has also scored a run. He is 3 for 3, and he's driven in a run. As he rocks into the windup, does McHugh. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for a ball. Count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line. The count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Alonso waits his turn on deck. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, is grounded over to the right side, fielded by the second baseman, Albies. He throws it to the pitcher covering. Olsen had gone to his right, but yielded the play to Albies, and then he had to get out of the way. So that's going to go as a ground out 4-1 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Pete Alonso. Well, for Alonso tonight, he is officially 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and bounced into a fielder's choice, but he did score a run back in the 5th inning. As the pitch is delivered by McHugh, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Balls and 1 strike. Right-hander McHugh kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. All-star and probably the top closer in the world, Edwin Diaz, sitting in the Mets dugout, enjoying what he's watching tonight. That was a huge loss, losing him early in the season, or actually even before the season. It was in the World Baseball Classic. Here comes the offering from the right-hander McHugh, who delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's the second time, or actually the third time tonight, that the Braves pitchers way ahead in the count at 0-2, and then they allow a base knock. We saw that to Jeff McNeil back in the 1st inning. That happened to him, and I have to go and look back at my notes to see who the other was. Just way too good a pitch at 0-2. So Alonso aboard with a 2-out single. That brings the designated hitter Daniel Vogelbach to the plate. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Vogelbach. Alonso and Olsen having a conversation over there at first base as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. Count now goes to 0-2 on Vogelbach. Daniel Vogelbach, the big fella, in the hole here at 0-2. It's feast or famine for the big man. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He walked and scored a run. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second, fielded by Albies, who flips to the shortstop covering. It's going to be a fielder's choice to erase Alonso, 4-6. And that is going to do it here for out number 3 in the 6th inning. There was no runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 6 complete. In New York, your score is the Mets 7 and the Braves 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with all the action in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in and sticking it out with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers. and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for the Braves in their half of the 7th inning. That means Sean Murphy, Orlando Arcia, and Michael Harris the second. As we are just waiting on the confirmation of the pitching change here, it is going to be Hartwig coming into the ball game. So we do have a new pitcher here for the New York Mets. Hartwig has worked 22 innings this year, posting an ERA of 3.27 in his 16 ball games. So he is coming on in relief. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So Grant Hartwig on the hill in relief. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball at 94 that misses inside. The count quickly goes to 2-0 on Murphy. So not a bad night for Kodai Senga first inning, as he had only allowed 4 hits in the ball game, 2 in that first inning and 2 after that. As there is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. This ball is trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run for Sean Murphy, as that is going to clear the seats in left center field. And the lefty here, or the righty here, Hartwig, to the first batter he faces, has hit a home run. And an Atlanta Brave fan had made the catch there in left field. So Murphy has cut the lead now to 7-4. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Orlando Arcia. So Orlando Arcia stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to center and he has grounded to short. He takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is 0-1. See with that open stance, hitting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Hartwig. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. And they say that Arcia offered at it. The count is now 0-2. That pitch was way off the plate. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. 7-4, Mets have the lead here. As the pitcher's on, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal again over to first base. And this time they say he didn't go. I'm not sure I can tell the difference between the two. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Arcia. That home run by Murphy was his 20th of the year. As there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-2. Acuna Jr., Albies, Riley, Olsen, Ozuna, and now Murphy, 6 players in the 20-plus home run club for the Braves. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Coming in on it is Stewart. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Arcia for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Michael Harris, the second. Well, for Harris II, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded to short. As he bats here with 1 away, and it's a first pitch breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to first. Fielded by Alonso. He's going to take it himself. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3. So that puts 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it all up to the top of the order, Ronald Acuna Jr. And for Acuna Jr., he is 2 for 3 in this one. He's got a couple of singles, and he has struck out looking at his 3 trips to the plate. So Cunha Jr. coming to the plate here for the fourth time tonight. Waits on the offering from Hartwig, and there's a first pitch fastball. It's check swinged over to first. Fielded by Alonso. He's going to step on the base. That's a pretty easy inning here for Hartwig after the long ball he serves up to start the inning. That goes down as a ground out to 3 for the third out. 1 run in the inning on the solo shot by Sean Murphy. 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Mets 7 and the Braves 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Here is another one from our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Mets have a 7-4 lead over the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Omar Narvaez, Mark Vientos, and DJ Stewart scheduled to come to bat, as it is. We're waiting on a confirmation if there is going to be a pitching change here for the Braves, as Colin McHugh had worked an inning and a third. All of 6 of these 7 runs have been charged to Yanni Chirinos. The 1 run charged to McHugh was an unearned run. It was he inherited all of those runners, and he allowed all of those runners to score, did McHugh. So in some ways, even though his numbers weren't affected, he didn't necessarily do his job to be able to slam the door. In fact, poured the gasoline on the fire to allow the runs that Chirinos had set up to come in to score. So as we wait here, we'll get due up in the bottom half, Narvaez, Vientos, and Stewart. We're just waiting, as we said here, on the confirmation of a pitching change here in this half inning. You find it a little bit frustrating sometimes in Major League Baseball, as it just takes a little bit longer time to get things going as we are waiting on the in-between here. There's still a length of time here that we're waiting on the commercial break, as they are just, this, they said the Sunday Night Baseball, I'm pretty sure that there's got to be a mandate somewhere that they want to lengthen it out, because they know all eyes are on the sport here until football season starts. And then when football season starts, they don't really play the Sunday nighters that go head-to-head with baseball until after the season, or at least, shouldn't totally say that, but basically Sunday Night Baseball doesn't really compete against football. Most eyes are on the Sunday Night Football. But baseball, all eyes tonight. There's no hockey. There's no basketball. There's no tennis. There's no badminton. There's no anything else that's going on. All it is baseball here. And if you can extend the ball game and make it a little bit longer on these in-between breaks, then that's what you have. And that's the part that kind of bugs me a little bit here of why this game seems to take on for a different entity, or a little bit longer half here than there should be. Talk about speeding up the game and putting in pitch clocks. Well, how about the in-between innings? Got to be going on at least a good solid 4 minutes right now if I had my stopwatch out. But it is Colin McHugh who stays in the ball game, and he delivers a first pitch breaking ball over to Omar Narvaez, and the count is quickly 0-1. So you have to ask yourself then, if that's the case, why such a long break? So no balls and 1 strike to Narvaez. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Makes it all the more frustrating. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Going back to the warning track is Harris. And he's going to make the catch right up against the wall. That's going to retire Narvaez for the first out of the inning. So he goes in the books, and it's going to be Mark Vientos coming to the plate. Well, for Vientos, he is 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips. He also has a walk, scored a run, and a RBI. And the first offering is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And there is a pitch that is swung on, and it looks like it is fouled off, and it is hit the catcher, Murphy. I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at this one. The pitch was fouled off. It came up, and it looked like it hit him in the thigh area. Oh, and then it looks like the backswing of the hitter has also hit him in the back of the head. So 2 for the price of 1. He takes it off the left thigh because he's catching off a 1 knee. And Vientos on the backswing hits Murphy in the top of the helmet. And they've called for the trainer, did Trip Gibson. I don't know if he's bleeding. That's the second time tonight we've seen catcher get hit. And Murphy get hit. Earlier was DJ Stewart caught him on the backswing. Looks like they have a trainer. Looks like he's got a cut, so they're coming out to do the cut job on him here. It's on the left side of the head. Might have to stitch him up in the in-between. Trying to get the bleeding stopped here. So yet another break in the action. No balls and 2 strikes to Vientos. So DJ Stewart tried to get him in the last at-bat. Now it's Mark Vientos trying to get him here. As the trainer is out trying to stop the bleeding. As we said, they'll probably have to put a Band-Aid on it. We'll get the replay again, and fouled off. Vientos didn't mean it. You can see he was a top-hand release guy, and that's the thing that bothers me sometimes is guys who are top-hand release guys. They just don't have any control of the bat. They wave at it. Murphy says he's all right. He gives the acknowledgement to the trainer. But those guys who are often top-hand release guys, they are the ones that sometimes become very rotational when they hit. It looks like Murphy's going to take a couple of practice tosses here, and says he's good to go. So we're going to continue on with this one. I don't know if it's Travis d'Arnaud is the backup catcher. I have to look at the game sheet to see who the backup catchers are here for the Braves tonight. Looks like d'Arnaud is on the bench, as is Wall, Pilar, and Nicky Lopez. Those are the bench options for the Braves. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and Vientos goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to DJ Stewart. The second strikeout tonight recorded by McHugh. Well, that brings up DJ Stewart to the plate. He is 0 for 3 on this one. He has struck out twice and reached on an error by the catcher, which was the catcher's interference. And he comes up to the plate. He swings at the first pitch he sees. There's a ball hit to left field. Moving over underneath it is Rosario. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. That's going to retire Stewart for out number 3 here in the 7th inning, as that is going to do it here for the Mets. Well, there was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Mets 7 and the Braves 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, and Matt Wilson to come to bat for the Braves in their half of the eighth inning. As the catcher, Sean Murphy, caught the backswing there from off the bat of Vientos. He's probably going to get himself worked on the in-between. We were talking a little bit about the top hand release guys. It's not a big fan of that. I know sometimes guys are amped up in the game and they lose their top hand, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house listening in. Appreciate you, Steve, as always, for all of your support here. It is a 7-4 ball game, as we are now moving to the top half of the eighth inning. As I said, it's a little bit on the slow side. It is still Hartwig on in relief here as the first pitch he delivers to Ozzie Albies is caught the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 6 outs to go for the Mets if they can be able to hold the Braves off as that fastball misses inside and the count goes even to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Albies waiting here on the offering from the righty Hartwig, who delivers a fastball. It's swung on. It is grounded over to Alonso at first. And he's going to flip it over to the pitcher covering. And that is going to retire Albies on a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Austin Riley. Well, for Riley, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice. He has struck out and he has flown to left. As the right-hander Hartwig works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. To say, other than that home run to Murphy, Hartwig has been throwing strikes, and he's been effective all around the zone. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This one's grounded down the third base line past the glove of the third baseman Vientos. It's going to get into the corner. That cruising into second with a double is Austin Riley with a 1-out double. It was an innocent play almost. The ball wasn't scorched, but just where they had the third baseman positioned, just a little too far off the line and a little bit late getting over to the ball. It ended up getting by him. And Riley's got himself his first hit of the evening. And that is going to be the end of the night for Hartwig as Buck Showalter is coming out to the mound to take the ball from him. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to be back in just a moment. We got ourselves a pitching change. Buck Showalter on the mound to make the change here.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is going to be Brooks Rowley, who Buck Showalter is calling on to come out of the bullpen. The 6-year veteran, the 35-year-old, is taking over here. Interesting career notes on Rowley. He had 2 seasons with the Chicago Cubs back in 2012 and 13. And he was out of the big league level for 6 seasons until he resurrected himself with Cincinnati and Houston in the 2020 season. He spent 2021 with Houston, last year with Tampa. Now he is in his first season with the Mets. He's making his 49th appearance. He's worked 40 innings on the year. He has allowed 33 hits, 18 walks, and has struck out 45. He's pitched to an ERA of 2.48. So Raleigh on in relief here. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the New York Mets. So as he completes his warm-up tosses, we're going to be ready to get this one back underway in just a moment. Just are fixing our feeds a little bit up here, and a little bit of frustration for us sometimes as we get behind a bit. The left-hander is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back underway. He'll be facing Matt Olson here with the runner at second and one out. Olson tonight is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also walked and scored a run. So he will be here facing the lefty, more of a situational type of deal here. Our friend CV says he loves the PSAs. There's a good kick out of that. Steve Rademacher is always producing a ton of stuff on his channel. Needs a little bit more love. As we have to wait, this is always the frustration when the new pitchers come into the game and they can't get the earpiece to work. Just too much technology that is starting to happen here. So Raleigh says he can't hear. Apparently we forgot how to put numbers down between our legs to communicate with the pitchers of what they need to call. They were saying, I think it was in Tampa Bay, and I forget who was playing there, but Tampa Bay, they said that the pitchers and the catchers, when during the COVID year they started using this stuff, the volume was turned up so loud that the pitchers could, or the hitters could actually hear what the pitches were being called. And now Narvaez has asked for time, and he's asking Trip Gibson to come out. So with 4 seconds left on the clock, Raleigh is saying that he can't hear something. So how is that the fault of the hitter? This is the problem that I've got with Major League Baseball, is that they've got a situation where now you've got the time has been called. Raleigh's got to come in. They've got to get themselves a new earpiece. It's breaking up the ball game or the continuity of the game because the technology isn't working. And now it's allowed the pitcher to have a timeout, I guess, so to speak, when there really shouldn't be one allowed. I don't get that. So he should be charged with a defensive timeout. And if it happens again, it should be a ball to the hitter or whatever the reward would be for having to take that extra defensive timeout. So they reset the clock, and now he's ready to go. They need to have that in place when he comes into the ball game. Here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Olson. So in some ways in which to speed up the game, you end up going backwards. Here's the 1-0. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Shouldn't have to start the inning or a new batter with a new earpiece. It's too bad for you. Should have that sorted when they came into the game. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. I'll tell you another thing it sort of reminds me of at times, and it just flashed across my mind in a second. I'll come back to it. As it's 2 balls and 1 strike here to the left-handed hitting Olson. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is golfed into deep right field. This ball is trouble. And this ball is gone. It's off the Nathan sign in right field. A 2-run shot by Matt Olson, his 43rd of the year. That's going to bring home Austin Riley ahead of him, and that's going to cut the lead now to 7-6. The Braves are not done yet. 2-run shot here by Olson. So much for the earpiece, as Olson has delivered the blast, and that is going to cut the lead to 7-6. That's going to bring up Marcelo Zuna to the plate. That was an absolute moonshot by Olson. The first pitch to Ozuna is a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow right field. Moving over on it is the right fielder who's going to make the catch. I'm not sure if that's still DJ Stewart. It has a little different look to the right fielder now. We'll have to get an update on that one as it becomes available. If they have made a change or not. It looks like that it possibly could have been Rosario. I'm not sure. Or not Rosario. It looks like it may have been. It looks like it's Ortega who's moved over there. It is now Tim LaCastro who is on in center field. But regardless, Ozuna gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to Eddie Rosario. But now it looks like we've got a pinch hitter in Kevin Pillar. So Pillar here replacing Rosario. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball one. The count is 1-0. So Kevin Pillar in to pinch hit as the changes are coming. As Rowley rocks into the windup and delivers. And there is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 1-1 to Pillar. One would expect that Pillar will probably stay in the game as a defensive replacement as well. So the Mets are clinging to a 7-6 lead. Olsen now extending his lead over Shohei Ohtani with 43 home runs. As the pitch is delivered, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Pillar. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. And the lefty delivers a off-speed pitch. It misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Rowley really doesn't need the clock once he gets going. He works fairly quickly. As he rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul down the first base line. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pillar. As I said, this game here in itself has no business being the length of time that it is. I know it's a 7-6 ball game, but for all intents and purposes, not a lot of traffic on the base paths from inning 2 to 5. There's a fastball swung on, is lined into the netting down the left field line. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kevin Pillar here, waiting on the offering now from the lefty. Rowley, who kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball that misses outside for a ball, and the count now goes to 3-2. We didn't give you the specs on Pillar, but he is hitting .235 on the season. He's enjoying himself a decent campaign off the bench. He's one of Alex Anthopoulos' guys. His days in Toronto, there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Pillar is going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Sean Murphy. Well, Murphy is 1 for 3 in this one here. He's got a homer and an RBI. He's also struck out twice. Now time is called as we're going to have a visit to the mound. And that's Buck Showalter coming out to the mound. He's going to be calling for the right-hander here, and that's the end of the night for Rowley. Not a productive night for Rowley. He faced 3 batters. He walked 1 and allowed a 2-run homer to Matt Olson. That's the 3-batter inning rule. We're going to have ourselves yet another pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. It is going to be Smith coming into the ballgame, and we'll get you the information on him when we return in just a few.
Hey, guys. While the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks. Zero Fox Sports. You know another Hollis build? Check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being with us.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change here for the Mets as they're going to Drew Smith. He is coming in relief. The right-hander is making his appearance number 44 of the season. He's got 4 wins and 4 losses. He's worked 39 innings. He's allowed 35 hits, 24 runs, 19 of which have been earned. He's walked 19 and struck out 45. He's got an ERA of 4.38. So Drew Smith is going to be the 4th pitcher used here by Buck Showalter tonight, as they are trying to hang on here to close this one out, as they are now clinging to a 7-6 lead. The runner is Kevin Pillar. He is aboard at first base as he had the walk. And it is Sean Murphy scheduled to come to bat here to face the pitcher Smith. It was the 2-run homer by Matt Olson earlier in this inning to cut the gap to 7-6. So Smith has completed his warm-up tosses. We are ready to resume the action. That's the other part that kind of bothers me too, is just the length of time it takes to get from the bullpen to the mound. How is it that in the Japanese games that they can move this along quicker? In the games in North America, just slows it right down. But I guess that allows you for more television timeouts. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away to Murphy, and the count is 1-0. Murphy, as we said, has a home run in 3 trips. He's also struck out a couple of times. He is the go-ahead run at the plate. The tying run over at first base is Pillar. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Smith gets his side from his catcher Narvaez, and he delivers a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go, and that's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is here to Murphy, as the Mets relief corps trying to do the job here, as there's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murphy. Orlando Arcia waits on deck should Murphy find a way on here, as the right-hander ready to go. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into center field, but not deep enough. It's going to go right to the glove of the center fielder. And that is going to put it away here. That will do it for out number 3. Tim LaCastro makes the grab. Well, they got a couple of runs in the inning on the 2-run homer off the bat of Matt Olson. There were 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. It is the Atlanta Braves 7 and the New York Mets 6. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. Bottom of the 8th, coming up, 7-6 ball game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom half of the 8th inning, and scheduled to come to bat will be Rafael Ortega, Brandon Nimmo, and Francisco Lindor, as it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Mets. And And so this one here, it's been a kind of a tale of two games. The first inning, it was a 3-run uprising by Atlanta as they got the Kodai Senga early and often, but then he settled down and was able to deliver a basically 2-hit ball the rest of his night on the mound as he went 6 innings. And then it was a 6-run uprising after the Mets had scored 1 in the 3rd for them to get 6 in the 5th inning to take a 7-3 lead. But since then, the Braves have chipped away. A solo shot by Murphy in the 7th and a 2-run homer by Olsen in the 8th have got them to within 1. So now the Mets are coming to bat here, hoping to try to extend that lead. Ortega, who leads it off here, he's got 3 hits tonight in the ballgame. He is 3 for 3. All 3 have been singles. He's also got a couple of RBIs, and he's scored a couple of runs. But we do have a relief pitcher on here for the Braves as they kick and deliver a first pitch. It is a fastball, take it for a strike, and the count is 0-1. This is Kirby Yates, who is coming into the ball game. So Yates on in relief for the Braves here. Another one of the signings, of course, interesting that the has a Blue Jay connection. He was signed by the Blue Jays, the former closer of the Padres once upon a time. 45th game of the year. He's got a 3.07 ERA. As the pitch is on the way, the 1-1, it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. So Kirby Yates on in relief here. Also some defensive changes. Nicky Lopez is in at second base. It looks like it is the end of the night for Ozzie Albies. That's a bit of an eyebrow raiser, at least for me, considering that Albies will be up 4th in the inning. So I wonder if something has happened to him. There's a fastball at 94 that misses up and in. It backs the batter Ortega off the plate, and the count goes even to 2-2. And it does look like when Albies had that swing his last time up, he gingerly made his way down to first base, so it looks like maybe his night is over. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Ortega goes down on strikes. He's gone for out number 1 here in the inning. That'll bring up the top of the order, Brandon Nimmo. You can tell Ortega was not happy with himself there. So Ortega gone for the first out. It brings Brandon Nimmo to the plate. And for Nimmo, he is 1 for 4 tonight. He has a single and 4 trips. He's also grounded out and flown out and popped out. And he swings at a first pitch fastball, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kirby Yates, as I mentioned, when he had signed with the Blue Jays, it was in spring training, and he ended up getting Tommy John surgery. So here's the offering from him, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. I haven't seen him pitch since he was with the Padres. He looks a little bit different these days. Looks like he's had a few meals on the in-between. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. But if he is able to have his form from back in the day, that's a great help for the Braves. The back end of their bullpen, of course, with Raciel Iglesias acting as the closer. There's a fastball at 94 that swung through and missed, and the count now is 2-2 to Nimmo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Snitker looking on, the manager of the Braves. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Nimmo. Seven 6, the Mets have the lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're clinging to their hopes of a victory, of salvaging a win in the series. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle into center field, and Nimmo has got himself a 1-out single. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Well, for Lindor tonight, he's reached base a couple of times, but he's officially 0 for 4. He flew out to right field. He was hit by a pitch. He bounced into a fielder's choice, and he struck out. So actually, he's 0 for 3. So Lindor here batting with the runner at first, as the Mets are trying to pad their lead here. Here's the offering from Yates. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Lindor batting from the left side is the switch hitter against the right-handed throwing Yates. He's batted all 5 times, or appeared all 5 times tonight from the left side. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Racing back on it and making a great catch over the shoulder is Arcia. Oh boy, what a play by the shortstop. It was almost into no man's land. He got on his horse and was able to make a great over-the-shoulder catch. That is going to retire Lindor for the second out of the inning. Good piece of base running there by Nimmo, who went about 2/3 of the way, had to make sure that that ball was caught. And that is Garcia with good field awareness, making sure that the runner hadn't gone too far. He took a look right back toward first to maybe think about a double play. So McNeil now at the plate. He's 3 for 4 tonight. And the first pitch from Yates, he squares to bunt, and he bunts that one foul down the third base line. Like he was wanting to push one down. McNeil has 3 singles. He's got a run scored and an RBI. He's also grounded out. So officially 3 for 4, enjoying a nice evening at the plate. As the right-hander Yates works to the set position, here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. Checking his swing is the batter McNeil. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go. So 1 ball and 1 strike to McNeil. As the right-hander holds set. And here comes the pitch from Kirby Yates. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to second, fielded neatly by Lopez. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Mets in their half of the 8th. They had no runs. They did have the hit by Nimmo. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 7-6 ball game for the Braves. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few and bring this one home for you. We'll see if the Braves have got anything left here. Try to cash a run in here in the top of the inning. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for listening in here with us tonight. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay. Now, we got some special guests here. Now, I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Appreciate you, Steve. As we said, in your support of the channel, we'll be back in just a couple moments. We've got all the action coming for you at the top of the 9th here when we return.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters slated to come to bat for the Braves in their half of the inning. It is going to be a pitching change as Adam Ottavino is coming into the ball game as he is going to be replacing the reliever Drew Smith. And so this is going to be the pitching number 5. So Ottavino, the former Yankee and Red Sox coming in, and there's a first pitch, 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball that is waved at and missed by Arcia. It looked like he had spun himself into the ground. Count is quickly 0-1. So he's going to need a batter timeout here. That one there, it looked like he wanted to deposit that one into the Hudson River. And that is no balls and 1 strike. They do have a defensive substitution as Danny Mendick is coming to the ballgame at third base to replace Vientos. And there's a first pitch fastball, and there he's going to be tested right away. Fielded by Mendick over to first. That's going to be a ground out 5-3. So Arcia in the books for the first out of the inning. He's going to gingerly run back across the infield. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Michael Harris. Well, for Harris, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out twice. That's the right-hander Ottavino ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Harris. They're down by 1 are the Braves. Ottavino looking to try to close this one out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on it, is chopped back to the pitcher, Ottavino. He fields it, he underhands it to first, and that is going to retire Harris on a ground out 1-3 as he is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Ronald Acuna Jr. Well, for Acuna Jr. tonight, he is 2 for 4. He has a couple of singles. He has a stolen base. He scored a run. He's also struck out looking and grounded out to first. As the right-hander Ottavino works to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Braves are down to their final out here. As Acuna Jr. waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from Ottavino. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now is 2-1. We got Nicky Lopez, who is waiting on deck. He had come in for Ozzie Albies. As we said, Albies had looked like he had tweaked something in his previous at-bat. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Acuna Jr. So 2 balls and 1 strike. When this game is done, we're not going to stick around much longer. We're going to wrap this one up and head on out of here. Normally we do the scores, but we've got other things we got to run through. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Mendick fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. That's going to retire Acuna Jr. on a ground out 5-3. And the Mets come from behind to get a victory here in this one. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Adam Ottavino comes in and does the job as he is able to seal the deal in this one. Kodai Senga going to get his win as he's going to go to 9-6 on the season. Ottavino picking up the save. The loss goes to Yanni Chirinos. He is going to drop to an even 5-5 record. Well, we want to thank everybody who dropped in here tonight. Shotgun Shell, Tyler, CV, Steve Rademacher, everybody else who listened to this one. We appreciate you guys for being here. Once again, your final score, 5-4. We're going to be back on tomorrow night. We'll take a look when we get home to see who it is going to be that we'll call. I know that we had posted up our poll to ask everybody who they wanted to see for tomorrow night. And right now, the early leading total on that is Orioles and Padres. We'll make that the call tomorrow if that is going to hold up here tomorrow night, as the Brewers and the Dodgers have fallen into second place and the Rays and the Giants are a distant third. So Orioles and Padres as of right now is what we'll be calling tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys can make it in the stream with us. If we do it tomorrow night, we'll be back on after that as well. Thanks again, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in. The Mets salvage game in this 4-game set. We'll catch you guys later.
Great game you called, Freddie. This is Steve Rademacher, and you guys, now that the game's over, should come over to my channel to see some awesome stuff like the buttons behind me, or the unopened magic cards behind me, or things like a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Why not? an Earl Weaver rookie card Hall of Fame manager. We have a rookie card Tony La Russa for the Kansas City Athletics. And next we have Ted Simmons, Hall of Fame catcher for the Cardinals and Brewers. Later went on to the Braves. We have autographs of Marianne from Gilligan's Island, Dawn Wells. And you know it, it's Danny Trejo, Machete, with a machete. Hey guys, thank you again, Freddie. Awesome game. Same channel tomorrow, everybody. Last Reps Baseball, and hopefully same time.